Hey guys, so today I'm doing a drugstore dewy foundation routine for you guys because it's summertime and I just feel like it's time to do a dewy skin foundation thing. Yes, that sounded right. Just because when the summer rolls around, I like to wear as little product on my face as I can. So I think this is just a good foundation routine for those of you who don't like to be wearing a lot of product in the summer especially. It's just really lightweight, but it does cover what needs to be covered, if you guys catch my drift. And I've been really into dewy skin lately. I used to be all about the matte skin, but now that it's summertime, I just kind of want more of like a fresh faced, natural type look going on. So if you guys want to know how to get this dewy look with only drugstore products, then just keep watching. Okay, so first and most importantly, I'm going to be taking my Aveeno Daily Moisturizer, and I'm just going to be moisturizing my face with it. And once this is all rubbed in, I'm just going to let this chill on my face for like 5 minutes before I try to put any other product on. Otherwise, it's just going to look like a hot mess. I wonder if this helps. So now instead of foundation, I'm going to use a BB cream, and this is just because, I don't know about you guys, but during the summertime when it's super hot out, I like to wear a BB cream because I don't like to feel like there's a bunch of product on my face. I just feel like it weighs me down and it's way too heavy and it just feels nasty. So I decided to go with the Pond's Luminous Finish BB cream, and this is in the lightest color. It's pretty moussey actually. I just like it. It's really lightweight and it feels good on the skin. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a bunch of product, and it kind of just feels like you're wearing moisturizer. I don't know how to describe it. It just makes your skin feel really nice and moisturized and refreshed, kind of like you're hydrating your skin. It's obviously light coverage because it's a BB cream, but as you can see, it just kind of evens out your skin tone. I like BB creams because they feel nice and you can still see your skin through it. So to conceal the rest of the imperfections that are on my face, I am going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is in the shade 15. This is one of my favorite drugstore concealers. It's so creamy and it just really covers up redness and blemishes really nicely, and it's really easy to smooth out. So I'm just going to put this on the red spots like this, and just around any blemishes that I have. And I'm going to put a little bit down my nose just because sometimes I feel like my nose gets pretty red, so I need a little bit extra coverage, you know what I mean? Then I'm going to put this around my nostrils where I also tend to get red, and just dab it out. You can also use a brush or a sponge for this. You do what you want. It's your life. And then I'm going to go in under my eyes just a little bit, just right there where it's the darkest, and just dab that out with my finger. Okay, so now that I'm done with the BB cream and the concealer, I'm going to be taking one of my favorite things from the drugstore, and that is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer. And I know that you're supposed to use this as a primer, but I'm going to break the rules because I'm a rebel, and I really like to use this as a highlight. And I just squeeze a tiny little amount on my finger and just place this right on the highest part of my cheekbones, and this stuff just, it's so nice. So nice. It just adds a really, really nice glow. And it looks really natural, and obviously with a dewy look you're not going to want to wear a powder highlight, so this is the way to go. And also just like the tiniest amount on my cupid's bow, and then just a tad on the bridge of my nose and a little bit above my eyebrows. And as you can see, the light hits it really nicely, and it's kind of just a subtle highlight, but I'm digging it. Okay, so I know that this is a dewy look, and when you think of dewy, you don't really think of powder, but I have to set my concealer under my eyes, otherwise it's just gonna like sludge around my face throughout the day, especially if it's hot out. So I'm just gonna be taking my Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent Powder and just applying a little bit of that right underneath my eyes where I put the concealer. And I'm gonna be careful not to put it on top of that highlight that we just did, so that it still looks nice and dewy there. And if you need to, if you have like a super oily T-zone area that gets oily throughout the day, you can just put a little bit of the powder wherever you tend to get oily. Like, I tend to get oily around my nostrils, I don't know why, but so I just do that, but I'm careful not to put too much like around my lips, because we all know that if you put too much powder down there, it can start to look like you have a mustache going on, and that's not cute. If you did lose some of that highlight when you were putting on the translucent powder, you can just go back in with a tiny little bit and just rub that back on there. Okay, so this next step is going to be confusing to some people because I've always heard that you're not supposed to put powder blush or bronzer on top of liquid foundation. As long as you let this sit in for a good 5 minutes or so before you attempt to put powder blush or bronzer on top of it, it's going to be fine. It's not going to like smudge around. It's going to sit just fine. Trust me, you'll see. So I'm going to be starting out with this NYX blush in Terracotta. It's a really nice like light bronze color. I'm not going to be contouring today, so I'm just going to be putting this like where I would normally contour, but not doing it to create shadow, just mostly to create a nice sun-kissed glow on my face so I don't look so pasty. So I'm just taking this on the blush brush by Real Techniques. I think this is the blush brush. Yes, it is. And I'm just lightly sweeping this on my cheekbones and up to my temple a little bit. And I'm just doing a really light layer just because I don't want it to look like I have a ton of bronzer on, and I don't really like wearing a ton of bronzer in the first place, but I just think that this makes my skin tone look a little bit better, especially in the summertime when people are supposed to be tan, and I'm just Casper, always. Also just bringing this a little bit down on my jawline as well. So now for a blush, I'm just going to be putting a little bit on my cheeks, and this is the NYX blush in Peach. And this is just a really subtle color. It looks kind of bright and scary in the actual thing, but trust me, it's pretty light and subtle. So I'm just going to place this along the top part of the bronzer that I just put on. And so basically like a blush sandwich. It's going to be the bronzer and then the blush and then the highlight that I put on earlier. So I'm just going to barely dust this in between those two and up to my temple just a little bit. By the way, I forgot to mention if you do have a cream blush or cream bronzer, then you can go ahead and use those. I just don't have any that are drugstore, so I decided to opt for the NYX powder blushes. So, yes. Alright, so I've just done my eyes and my lips, and I'm going to be doing a tutorial for this look as well, so if you guys want to know what I'm wearing or how I did it, then it's going to be in a video that's probably going to be up in the next few days or so. I think I have a hair on my chin. Anyways, that's really it as far as the Dewy Skin foundation routine goes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and once again, like I said, all of these products can be found at the drugstore, and I will have them all listed down below for you guys to check them out. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! God. It's like Satan's lair in here. By the way, I forgot to mention if you do have a cream blush or a cream blush. Okay, so ew, can you guys hear my eyeball like farting air bubbles?